Greetings and salutations, my dear audience. This is Joe St. Eggbenedictus coming at you with a video continuing a series that I'm doing on writing Sunday school curriculum or Bible study. I wanted to take the writing process and the writing of curriculum one step at a time. When I watch videos from ministers and pastors, these are the things that I like, so I hope that you'll enjoy it or at least find it somewhat entertaining. I don't know. Or you can just use it to fall asleep at night. Either way, I want to give a shout out to my pal Mike, to all the visionaries and mystics out there. Thank you for joining me. So the first video, which I'll link at the end of this, I introduced the idea that I heard from an editor, my editor of a Sunday school curriculum for which I write once every year and a half. And how I heard about the fact that I'm doing the book of Exodus. So I started to think about that and gave the process for that. Well, today I received the contract and the calendar of lessons. So I'm doing 5 lessons for 2025, and those 5 lessons make a unit. And so I received a contract, which is exciting, which I have to sign, and then look at the subjects. Where's the subjects? And well, I gotta look for the subjects. The subjects and the calendar. So first thing is, let's sign the contract. This is exciting. You know, this is what makes things official, and I think it's really exciting when you are affirmed and acknowledged for the work that you do. I got to send this back, and this tells them that I'm committed, and it contractually obligates them to for both of us to mutually benefit from this process. So that's the first thing. Second thing the contract tells me is that I need all of the work in by the end of March. Now, to give you a little time frame, since these videos are on YouTube perpetually, right now it is mid-December. So 5 units, which requires a study guide for students and a teacher's guide for teachers for each lesson, or 5 lessons. If the deadline is at the end of March, that gives me, including this month, 3.5 months. The problem is it really takes a lot of work. You have research, you have prep, the writing process, and then the editing process. And in addition to those 2 things for each lesson, I need to do an activity for each one. And that comes as I go, but the point is that if the deadline is in the end of March, I really need to start now. So what I'm going to do between now and the end of the year, so December, say 15th through December 31st, is read the scripture lessons and then take notes. I'll make a video on this. Take notes and then start to build illustrations for the lessons, because the lessons have to be down to earth. They need to be relevant. And for each lesson, you need a hook. I do all of that brainstorming up to the new year, and then I'll start writing mid-January. February, the 1st of February, go on a writing retreat that I do every year, and that's about 4 days, and I pound out as much as I can on that writing retreat. I'll spend anywhere from 8 to 10 hours writing a day. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're writing, I mean, that's 8 hours of writing. That's a lot, and that doesn't include breaks and, you know, lunch breaks and all that. So I literally wake up, write, eat breakfast, maybe take a walk and hike, write, lunch, write, dinner, write, and then do some recreation at night. It's kind of my outline. It's the brainstorming part and kind of just live in the Bible, stick with the Bible, and then move to gathering my resources, and then starting to write mid-January, and then the idea is to write rough drafts between mid-January to the end of February, and then spend all of March proofreading and doing the activities. So that's kind of the outline of doing 5 lessons, which is 5 Sundays. Let me tell you what I have. I had a paper somewhere, but I have it on the computer right in front of me. So I have the book of Exodus. Week 1 is the burning bush. Week 2 is victory at the sea. That's Exodus 15. Week 3 is the 10 Commandments. So this is a lot of material. I love the Exodus, and I love the Old Testament, so I'm going to enjoy it, but when I look at these lessons, I mean, they're big lessons. Some I know more than others. Like the next one, week 4 is the golden calf. I know a little bit about that. I mean, everyone knows about it, but when you read the text, you see what happens is you have to confront what you think you know and what you think is in the Bible and what is really in the Bible, and then you have to discover what you really need to know in order to do justice to the lesson and to teach it. Because, this isn't something you whip up and then teach, 4 days. This is a lesson in which hundreds of people, literally hundreds, if not thousands of people, are going to read for their own admonishment and to teach a class. The last lesson, number 5, is the tabernacle, and that'll be it. And then for each one, I get the scripture. So this is all assigned to me. I get the scripture. I get a central question. It's kind of like what we call EQs in the education world, essential question. And then it gives me a little paragraph of trajectory of what the editor is looking for. So as I signed this contract a few minutes ago, that's what I'm committing to. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. And then I think the next video will be brainstorming. To me, that's the fun part. So we'll just take it piece by piece and go from there. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful year.